Hey, welcome to the new video. Here we will be discussing 10 main grammar rules to ace your IELTS exam. Subject-verb agreement. This grammar rule is essential for writing clear and understandable sentences. When the subject is singular, the verb must also be singular, and when the subject is plural, the verb must also be plural. This is important because if the subject and verb do not agree in number, the sentence will be grammatically incorrect and may be difficult to understand. For example, the cat is sleeping uses a singular subject and a singular verb, while the cat is sleeping is incorrect because the subject and verb do not agree in number. Tenses. Tenses are used to show the time at which an action takes place. There are three main tenses: present, past, and future. It is important to use the correct tense to make your writing clear and understandable. For example, if you are writing about an event that took place in the past, you should use past tense. Using the wrong tense can create confusion and make your writing difficult to follow. Articles. Articles are small words like a, an, and the that are used to indicate whether a noun is specific or general. A, and, an are used to refer to a general or unspecified noun, while the is used to refer to a specific noun that has already been mentioned. Using articles correctly can help you be more precise in your writing and avoid confusion. Prepositions. Prepositions are words that show the relationship between a noun or pronoun and other words in a sentence. They are important because they can completely change the meaning of a sentence. For example, the cat is in the box means something different from the cat is on the box. Using prepositions correctly can make your writing more accurate and understandable. Relative clauses. Relative clauses are used to provide additional information about a noun in a sentence. They begin with relative pronouns such as who, whom, whose, that, or which. For example, the cat, which is black, is sleeping, provides additional information about the cat. Knowing how to use relative clauses can make your writing more descriptive and interesting, but it is important to use them correctly to avoid confusion. Passive voice. The passive voice is used to emphasize the action being done rather than the person doing the action. In passive voice, the object of the sentence becomes the subject, and the verb is expressed using a form of to be and the past participle of the main verb. For example, the cake was baked by Mary uses passive voice. Using passive voice can add variety to your writing, but it is important to use it correctly to avoid confusion. Modal verbs. Modal verbs are used to express things like ability, possibility, obligation, and permission. They include words like can, could, may, might, must, should, and would. Modal verbs can be tricky to use because they often require a specific form of the main verb and can have different meanings depending on the context. Using modal verbs correctly can make your writing more precise and effective. Conditional sentences. Conditional sentences are used to express a hypothetical situation and its possible outcome. There are different types of conditional sentences, but the most common are the first, second, and third conditionals. The first conditional is used to talk about a likely or possible future situation, while the second and third conditionals are used to talk about hypothetical or unlikely situations. For example, if it rains, I will stay at home, is a first conditional sentence. Knowing how to use conditional sentences can make your writing more sophisticated and interesting. Adverbial clauses. Adverbial clauses are used to provide additional information about a verb in a sentence. They begin with subordinating conjunctions such as when, while, because, although, or if. For example, I will go to the store after I finish my homework uses an adverbial clause. Adverbial clauses can add complexity and depth to your writing, but it is important to use them correctly to avoid confusion. Relative pronouns. Relative pronouns are used to introduce relative clauses, which provide additional information about a noun in a sentence. They include words like who, whom, whose, that, and which. Using the correct relative pronoun is important for clarity and precision in your writing. For example, the cat, that is black, is sleeping uses the relative pronoun that to introduce the relative clause. We hope this video has been helpful in preparing you for the IELTS exam. Don't forget to study hard and practice using these grammar rules in your own writing and speaking.